Hello and welcome to Dear IJ. This is where we add value to your spirit, body, mind, and soul. Join us on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcast. So let's get started. No pretense, no judgment. So this is how it works. People write in their problems, we summarize it, and try to give suggestions. I'm a trained psychologist, and combined with human experience, I hope to help. So let's go there. Let's go. Let's see what we have today. So we have a letter. We have a letter from Kemi. Kemi says, Dear IJ, I really need help. Some days I find myself feeling so sad, I have no energy to do anything. I don't feel like talking to anyone. I am so sad, I can't even explain why. I am 41 years old, unmarried female. I feel lonely, like if I was dead, nobody will miss me. Oh, this is so sad. I've never dated and I feel ugly. Sometimes I just want to be in the dark. I lock myself up in my room and I don't have energy, like I said, for much more. Could it be that something is wrong with me? Could it be that I'm meant to be lonely for the rest of my life? Sometimes I even have thoughts of asking someone to help me end my life because I don't even have the energy to do it myself. I realize I need help. I saw your clip where you said you're a psychologist. I really need help. I'll be patient enough to hear what you have to say. Thank you very much. And this is from Kemi. Kemi, I want to thank you very much for even writing and having the energy to write in. So that means there's hope. You had the energy to write in. It sounds like you might be struggling with depression. And so if you're struggling with depression, if it's clinical in nature, that means that you sound like you've been battling with this for a long time. You will need to go and see a medical doctor who will now refer you to a psychiatrist or a psychologist. A psychologist will provide the therapy and counseling, while a psychiatrist will evaluate to see if you need medication for your depression. I want to be, or rather I should say, I am part of the movement trying to make people aware of mental health issues. And one of the things is that people tend to think that depression is something you can just shrug off. It's not. It is a very serious ailment. And some people say, what are the signs of and symptoms of depression? And I'm going to use this letter you wrote us as an opportunity to really, really explain depression. Please, I think I said it before, depression is not sadness. Sadness is fleeting. Sadness is fleeting. That means that you feel it, and after some time has passed on, it wears off. And a time or two in your life, you must have been sad about something. You didn't do as well as you thought you would do on a test. If you're a student, you feel sad about it, like I really wanted to. Sometimes it's provoked by disappointment. But when it's now a very deep part of who you are, like you said, sometimes you are feeling so sad, you don't have the energy, you can't even come up with a smile. So there's so many other things that are working in that is beyond your mood. Depression saps your energy. You don't feel like talking to people. You don't you don't feel like talking to people. Your thoughts are negative. You don't see any need to get up and conduct your daily activities. There's excess fear, excess anxiety around that. Your thoughts are negative. There's not hopeful. So that's part of what happens when you're depressed. The other thing that happens is those thoughts that are negative keep on repeating themselves intensely. Oh, I'm ugly. You mentioned that you're ugly. Now, because you believe you're ugly and you keep telling yourself that everything you do will be based on the belief that you are ugly. By the way, let me say something. Beauty radiates from inside. You see some people who are physically beautiful and You wonder why they don't have friends, why they can't date, why they can't sustain relationships, both same sex or opposite sex, just relationships in general. When you talk to them, it is maybe that as beautiful as they are on the outside, they don't feel beautiful. And guess what? It is that feeling they have about themselves that they radiate. Then you might see somebody who's not so attractive, but they feel so beautiful inside. And that's what they radiate. People will look at you and say, there's something about you. There's something about you. But depression makes you start feeling a sense of anger, irritability, sadness, resentment, all manner of things bottled up. Like I said, you always see the glass as half empty. You don't feel hopeful. You feel helpless. You think nobody can help you. You feel a sense of abandonment and loneliness. All of those things are signs and symptoms. Now, the next question is, what can you do when you find yourself in these things? You have to be intentional. You have to intentionally go and seek help. Go and see a doctor, because if it's something that is depression is biologically based, you need a doctor, you need counseling. Now, the second thing is that you need to intentionally relate to people. One of the greatest gifts that people take for granted is the gift of socialization. Having people you go out with. If you're part of a church or a mosque, or having religious activities, if you don't know anybody who can put it together, have one yourself. Maybe every month there's a gathering, every week there's a gathering of friends and family, so people can talk and laugh. It is helpful to have social association. Loneliness kills more than cigarettes. I repeat, loneliness kills faster than cigarettes. So loneliness is one of those things that can push somebody into depression. Of course, when you've suffered loss and grief and you've not dealt with it well, it can also push you to depression. So what you need to do when you suffer a loss, I think last time I took on, please go check out our podcast on grief and loss, where I explained that grief and loss is not limited to death. You can suffer loss of a friendship, suffer loss of a relationship. So you need to walk your way through that, because eventually it will come back as depression. Now, Kemi also took us to some zone that people don't like to talk about. I don't know if the internet will allow us to use this word, but suicide by proxy. Well, this is when somebody wants to kill themselves or kills themselves through somebody else. In advanced countries, people do it through cops. For instance, they will do something to provoke the police, so the police will shoot them down because they actually had planned to die. Sometimes when you're driving on the road, it happens to me a lot. You see somebody seeing a moving vehicle, they just walk in front of that moving vehicle. It's because if you look at the person is probably depressed. They don't really care about life. They're just waiting for somebody to take them out. So that's called suicide by proxy. And that's what you were talking about. You sometimes that you have thoughts that you wish somebody can end your life for you. And that is a sign of depression. That is a sign of depression. So in your treatment, please, you're going to look for people who are going to engage you mentally. So to change how you think, to change your mindset. You're going to talk to somebody who will engage you about your feelings, because what you think is what you feel. So once you adjust what you're thinking and how you're thinking, it will now start affecting your mood. And you have to be careful the people you surround yourself with. If you already know that you're prone to depression, try not to be around people who are like you, because you depress each other. If you're around somebody who, when you tell stories of your challenges, they make you feel worse, avoid them. Yes, I said it. Avoid them. In fact, let me tell you people, I'm a psychologist, but I filter the people I allow in my space, because your space is the safest, most sanctimonious thing you may have, the safest zone in your life, your space, because whatever you allow in your space can affect your mood, your thinking, even the outcome of your life. So you should be careful. Don't apologize for cutting people off. Don't apologize for reducing your exposure to negative people, because they will affect your space, and that negativity will affect your mood. So social engagement is very important. Like I said, you need to also keep busy, find purpose. Some people say, how do you find purpose? We don't have much time, but let me tell you quickly. Every human being has that thing they enjoy doing that is not harmful to anybody else, but gives you pleasure in a way that money cannot quantify it. And if you're lucky, you get paid for it better. But everybody has that. Find that thing, no matter how small, how mundane, how unserious it is. Find it and do more of it. If it's gardening, if it's talking, if it's writing, dancing, find more of it. And find a community of people who also enjoy that particular thing so you people can congregate. Going to church, for instance, is not really about holiness. It's actually because people of like minds commune. They come together. They strengthen each other. That's how people should be about everything else. So find something to keep you busy, find purpose, and start what I call a gratitude journal. Start writing down the very things that are good in life. Force yourself to be optimistic and not pessimistic. Your gratitude journal, you fill it out at night, last thing at night, and in the morning, you write 3 things you're looking forward to for the day. I'm looking forward to a positive day. I'm looking forward to peace of mind. I'm looking forward to laughter. I'm looking forward to joy. It must not be about money or anything like that. Just start journaling those things. Then at the end of the day, you look back to see, what happened today that gave me joy? No matter what it is, write it down. Then about marriage, you say you're 41 and unmarried. We must not all marry. And I'm sorry that society is forgetting that we must not all marry. Conversations about marriage. Marry yourself first. Find joy in yourself. When that joy will attract the right person. And I wish you well. I'm so certain it will come to you in due time if it is meant for you. But before marriage, make yourself happy. Love yourself. All those things you think you can do with a partner, find a way to channel it to you, channel it to your faith, and you will find balance and perhaps attract that very person that's been waiting for you and searching for you. Having said that, I hope this was helpful. Please like, share, and subscribe to Dear IJ on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. Remember, be healthy, be happy, and please keep it positive. Until next time, that's it from me. Thank you for joining us.